はい、どうもこんにちは。インドアシンドロームです。では早速前回の続きやりたいと思います。前回がですね、集会所で、プロファイル発表しまして、町の住民に聞き込みをしました。何人かアンナについて、詳しいとまではいかないけど、何人かアンナの様子がおかしい時があると教えてくれました。
Previously during the investigation, these puppies are making me go to another town in the boondocks again.
I didn't think you'd keep me waiting in the rain for so long.
Welcome. I'm the sheriff, George Woodman. Call me George.
There's definitely something in this town. You feel it, Zach? My coffee warned me about it.
果たして、今回はどんな風にストーリーが進んでいくんでしょうか。そうそう、相変わらず資産家のハリーは何か知ってそうでしたね。でもあの感じは犯人ではないでしょうね、少なくとも。
Well then, Agent York, do you have any plans for this evening?
I was going to head back to the hotel and go over my notes. I need to contact HQ and give a progress report too.
Okay, then let's call it a day here.
Sounds good.
Contact my office when you finish your report. We'll pick you up tomorrow morning. Diane, the owner of the art gallery, should be back soon.
Alright then, let's do that.
じゃあチラ見。
Hold on, Agent York. We're going out to eat at Nick's Diner.Would you like to come with us?
The diner? That might be nice.
Thomas is a great cook, but Nick is the real deal. No visit to Greenvale is complete without eating at the A&G.
A very appealing proposition. Zach, what do you think? We can always go back to the hotel after eating dinner. Or go directly back to the hotel. You decide, Zach.
いや、ぜひお願いしよう。
I've been sheriff here for
なんで22で分かれて
a
座
long
ってんの
time now, and this is the worst murder I've ever seen.
Our town is a little odd in some ways, but it's
人
usually a
が変わっ
peaceful
てるからね、
place.
この街は。
We had our fair share of cases, but just the regular stuff. A high school kid shoplifting from the milk barn, maybe, or some hot-headed kids fighting, fueled on liquor. Nothing more than that.Agent
York, what kind of cases have you dealt with in the past?
Not much different from those you've just mentioned. The case I was on until last month, well, the guy killed 7 girls in a 3-month period. He sawed their heads off from the neck and took them back to his house. He cleaned the skulls up and used them as utensils in his daily life to eat from or as a urine cup.He hated women. That was his way of dealing.
今その話じゃなくていいと思うんだよな。
He'd fill skulls with ice, cola, and rum. Then he'd down it in one gulp. For him, that was a holy ritual. The question of his mental state was the pivotal point in the court case.
Oh, man.
For me, he was insane. 100%.
そらそうだ。
Drinking from the skulls.
そこわかるんだ。
One thing, but those he had used to relieve himself, he would then just use them to drink from.
まあわからんでもない。それはわからんでもないが。
It's just not sanitary.
なんかずれてる。
Not sanitary. That's probably not the problem for most of us.
What else? Ah, yes.
おい。 誰か止めろよ。
An ingenious law school student raped over 800 victims. That was a nasty one.
Thank you, Agent York. Now, let's talk about something else.
You don't want to hear anymore?
それ
That's
そう
a
だ。
shame, isn't it, Zach? I was just about to get to the good part, too.
Sounds like you live in a totally different world. I mean, you're like an elite agent who just jumped out from a movie or something. In your eyes, we must look like we're just playing cops and robbers. I give up. I can't compete with you.
Don't say that, Emily. The cases you have solved are all full-fledged crimes. A crime is a crime. Size doesn't matter. There is no big and small. Crimes always have a criminal and a victim. No victim will ever welcome a crime, no matter what its size. So, fundamentally, there is no difference in size.
Well said, Agent Morgan.
たまに
We
いい
work
ことを
day
言う
and
モ
night
ーガ
to
ン。
preserve
モ
peace
ー
and
ガ
order
ン。
in
よ
this
く
town.
捜査官は。
You understand that, right?
Of course. But still, I don't view shoplifting and Anna's murder as the same level of crime.
Me neither. I never even dreamt that such a thing could ever even happen in this town. I keep on expecting to see Anna here in this diner, waiting on tables.
Excuse us.
クイーントがい
Agent
る。
Morgan, we should have made dinner a more uplifting experience. Let's call it a night.
Okay. Good night, then.
事件解決も何も。とりあえずホテルに戻ればいいんだよね。ホテルに戻るので、なんだあれ。なんか、花のマークがある。どうしようかな。どうしようかな。ちょっと、パンダベアはまた今度でいっか。ちょっと武器見ておきたかったけど、なんか増えてないか。これしかないのか、車。とりあえずホテルに戻るとしましょう。いやー、すごい。雷雨がすごいね。わーお、事故った。道が違う感じですね。確かにこの街は降水量がすごそうだね。
It's always hard to narrow it down just to one movie, but I put a lot of thought into this, and I'm sure you'll agree with me.
DVD の話ですね。
1975, directed by Steven Spielberg himself.
どっちだ？
The grandfather of panic movies, set in a small town in Massachusetts. That movie made me stay away from the beach for years.
あー、違った。
I was always afraid that a hand might come floating
と
out.
りあえずでもこっちがいいと思うんだよね。
It's Jaws.
ジョーズ、まだ見たことないんですよね、ジョーズって。
I'd never been that got scared by a movie before. But the best thing about it is that it isn't just another panic movie. The mayor who won't close the beach even when there are so many victims. Chief Brody putting the citizens' lives above all others.
当たり前だけど救急車とか消防車もある。
friction between them. It certainly had a lot of messages for a 2-hour film.
上手な小学校の時にテレビでやってたのを途中から見たことあるけど
I guess I was still just a child back then.
怖くてちゃんと見たことない気がする。
Terror in real time.
That reminds me, Zach. Did you know this one?
Jaws also appears in another movie that was produced by Spielberg. Second Back to the Future. It was directed by Robert Zemeckis, who later made Forrest Gump. That's also a masterpiece, of course, but we'll discuss that another time.
血だよね。
So the scene where Jaws appears is right after Marty McFly goes 30 years into the future. He passes by a
バ
movie
ックト
theater.
ゥザフューチャーも見たことないな。
Marty is shocked, of course, but
バックトゥザフューチャーは
he
完
sees the
全に
words Jaws Part 19.
クライマックス
The
のシー
director
ン
is
しか見
credited
たこと
as
ないです
Steven
ね。
Spielberg Jr. In reality, there were actually only 4 Jaws movies. That's still a great joke.
変な
30 years from
博士みたいなのが
1985,
雷の歌ってデロニアンだっけ
we'll be there pretty soon.
あれが元の時代に戻るみたいなシーンだった気がしますね。そう見たクライマックスシーンがちょっとホテルに戻る前になんかホテルの裏にこっちから行けるかな。ホテルの裏に花が咲いているようなのでちょっとそっちの回収を無理か反対か、なんだろうあの花なんか前回はなかった気がするんですけどね。あ、こっちから行けるっぽいですね。マップ見る限り。行けるのか？これは、行けるか？あ、行けますね。何が咲いてんだろう、あれ。勲章。あー、壊さないといけない的な。鉄パイプでいいや。よし、この先か。この先っぽいですね。ディスみたいなのがさっき横切った。いや、深いあれは何ですかね。お、あったあった。なんだろう。あれあれ回収できないのか？ああ、向きが違うだけか。観察ができないみたいだ。
This flower. There's something very
この花、
mesmerizing
この
about
惹か
it.
れるものがあるな。なんという
I
名
wonder what
前
it's
だろ
called. I'll take one with me and ask someone later.
う。名もなき花。何のアイテムだ？まあいいや。なんか後々役立ちそうな感じなのかな。じゃあホテルに、戻りたいと思います。覗くことができる。 アイテムがある。まあいいや。これも後々、暇な時に回収しに行きたいと思います。とりあえず今ストーリー進めます。さて、これどっかから入れないのかな。こことか、お、入れる。タイプライター。インターネットじゃないわ。ないのかな、パソコンとか。いや、あると思うんだけど、アナログが好きなんだろうな、ヨークは。
Okay then, Zach. Let's go back over our progress.
了解。まとめてみよう。
First, the victim, Anna's death. She was found hanging from a tree in the forest.
そうだね、森の中に。
She was cut open with a knife from her chest down to her stomach. That was the direct cause of death. The strangulation marks and skull fracture were caused after death. Her tongue was also bit off
そうそうそうそうそう。
inside her mouth.
口の
Do you
中
remember what that was, Zach?
口の中からなんだっけ、種か。赤いキャンディー選ぶとあれっぽいな。着信あり。
That's right. We found the same red seed in her mouth. According to Emily, Wayne was killed, but traces of tears were still evident on her face. Which means the perpetrator killed Anna under a roof
そうそうそうそうそう。
and then carried her body into the woods after it stopped raining. We found numerous important pieces of evidence at the site of the crime. A total of 4 things. Knee prints in the grass. A wood chip with no
草に膝をついた後となんかと、背中に入れ墨がある。何と何と何だったっけ。SM の高速道具ってなんでそれがあるんだ。
That's right. A broken stiletto heel. Combining this with the other evidence suggests that 2 people came into contact with Anna's body prior to it being discovered by us.
そう
Those being the perpetrator who killed Anna.
で、確かそのミス・ピンヒールがなんか美術館のオーナーのダイアナだっけっていう女の人なんじゃないかみたいな話になってるんだよね、確か。
2 or 3 people. In any case, Miss Stiletto Heel may have vital information. We need to find her next. We didn't use forensic methods, but we're still closing in on the criminal. Have I forgotten anything?
Ah, of course. The marks on her hand tell us that Anna was gripping something when she died.
ああ、
You remember
これは
that,
確か
What do you think she was holding
逆
on to?
ピースマークのなんかペンダントみたいな感じ。違った。レリーフの入った円盤状のもの。
That's right. A round object. The marks on her hand suggested a peace mark. The man
So, 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 so.
in the woods had a tattoo of an upside down peace mark on his back.
殺害現場でも逆ピースマーク見つけたんだよね。
But we don't know for sure.
なんだろう、シンボル的な感じに見えんくもないけど。
A few are worthy of special attention. Carol McLean, singer and bar owner. She's Thomas's sister. Then there's Nicholas,
けんな。
seem to be hiding something. Here's Diane, the owner of the art gallery, who's out of town.
ダイアンか。
Then we have problematic, old, rich, and eccentric
ハリー。
Harry.
ハリーは犯人ではないだろうけどな。
Well, we just have to go one by one. I've been thinking, one of the biggest rewards here is the fantastic food. Enjoying food is cultural, and yet it's also a bit uncivilized. It's interesting how good food motivates me to work harder during investigations.
Oh, and on Emily's back. It was strange to me. Hey, don't take that the wrong way, Zach. I wasn't getting all excited or anything. But it did make me feel strange. Nostalgic and sad almost.
It's starting to rain. I think this case may take a while.
誰か来たぞ。ああ、多分あれピンヒールね。ミスピンヒール。ピンヒールだな。美術館の。で、今回は特に何もやってませんが、ここで終わりたいと思います。今回はそうですね、ちょっとダイナーで飯食ってホテル帰って事件まとめたぐらいで終わりますが、ご視聴ありがとうございました。インドアシンドロームでした。ではさようなら。